now listening to the Pelicans post-game report. Flash report.
All right, shout out to the fam, man. Appreciate y'all being in this episode of PPR Update, man. I'm Big Q on the mic, man. Appreciate y'all. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. By all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Got one for you, a PPR update. Lakers Warriors reportedly placed trade calls for Pelicans. Who they referencing, man? You see two on the Herb and Murphy. Now, of course, we realize that the Pelicans are healthy, man. This is the first time they've been healthy in a while. And what's pretty much going on now is we starting to see the Pelicans starting to gel. They're on a 2-game winning streak right now. They have a Thursday matchup against the Southwest leading Houston Rockets, which is not going to be easy. But I think the Pelicans are looking forward to that matchup. Houston better come with it. This will be in the Smoothie King Center. And with the Pelicans have all of their pieces back, interesting stratagem by Coach Borrego going with Zion off the bench. And Zion talked about it in the post-game breakdown about him and the idea of where Coach Borrego wants him to play and where he wants to play in the game. So having guys like Poole and Zion coming off the bench because they got a rhythm going with other players there will be interesting going forward. Does Coach Borrego keep that thought process going? We shall see against Houston. But only one Pelican is on the injury list going into next year, and that's DeJounte Murray. And all indications is that he'll be ready early January. But nonetheless, things kind of changed for the Pelicans. Of course, with us only having 4 wins, I think it is currently, that a lot of the trade banter is going to happen about some of our players, whether it's Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Jose Alvarado, and even lesser role players like Jordan Hawkins and all these kind of stuff, depending on who's looking at it. But Sam Amico from HoopsWire penned this article and talked about the Pelicans are drawing trade interest from 2 familiar contenders as their season continues to slide. According to NBA insider Chris Haynes, both the Lakers and Warriors have reached out to the Pelicans to gauge availability on key forwards. Los Angeles has shown interest in Herb Jones, while Golden State has its eye on Trey Murphy III. New Orleans owns the Western Conference worst record currently at 5-22, but the Haynes reported that the Pelicans are maintaining a high asking price on both players. Jones, now this is what they're saying, high asking prices for both those players. Herb is 27. He earns about $14 million a season and remains one of the league's most versatile two-way players. He is averaging just under 10 points a game, 4 boards and 2 assists while playing some really good defense over the last couple of games. Now, Trey Murphy's 25. He's making $25 million and this emerges one of the league's most reliable scoring options. He's averaging over 21 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game and shooting well on all levels. Now, the interest lines up with each team's need. The Lakers currently are 18-7. Sitting 4th in the West, have struggled defensively, ranking near the bottom of the league in points allowed in defensive rating. The Warriors, meanwhile, are 13-14 and continue to search for offensive pieces behind Steph Curry. Now, for now, New Orleans appears to be listening rather than moving quickly amid these calls. Here's what Chris Haynes had to say about it. Let's hear from him.
2 of the names you hear a lot in trade conversations with people around the league is Trey Murphy and Herb Jones from the Pelicans.
Yeah.
The Pelicans are terrible this
Lakers,
year.
Herb Jones.
I mean, they don't need to trade anybody to be any worse.
Golden State,
and they don't have their own pick.
Yeah.
So they don't have incentive to be worse anyway. Mm-hmm. So those are kind of the names you hear for those teams.
Yeah.
You said Trey Murphy with Golden State and Lakers with Herb Jones.
Yeah, those are calls that Golden State and the Lakers have made to New Orleans about those players.
All right. So anyway, as we keep it moving, it's mention of the Pelicans are, and this is no surprise here for the family members that follow the stream, that know that ultimately what's happening right now is like as the Pelicans are struggling to kind of pick up, like we said, we're on a 2-game winning streak. And we're trying to build this thing forward. A lot of the issues of accountability and all this other stuff, not having enough offensive firepower, not many elements there to underpin what we got going on starting wise and all this kind of stuff. But all these guys filtering back in James Borrego having his team inspired and playing good basketball and finding roles for these different players, you'll see the Pelicans start picking up wins. You know, my only thing is I think we're out of the division lead, the last spot in the playing term of 5-6 games, something like that. But the point is, if the Pelicans could amass a winning streak, I know we're currently on a 2-game winning streak, but if we can build, I know it'll be a difficult game to beat the Rockets, but that will really show that we're ready to compete. If the Pelicans can go on a streak, I mean, something that's above 8 games here, this could really kind of change the dynamics of the season, by the way, because I don't think anybody wants to play a totally healthy Pelican team that's inspired, that has all of the resources at hand that we have. Now, early on, we dealt with injuries, people in and out of the lineups. Of course, there are going to be trades. I think there'll be trades prior to the trade deadline and trades going into the offseason, depending on what Joe Dumars and the staff sees, what roles, which players want to remain and how they fit and what's going on. But the Pelicans do have a lot of assets in terms of players that they can move to reacquire picks to get in a draft, whatever the case may be, they've had it. But I think the first things first, the priority is to just win games and get back to being competitive. We have too much money on these players, and the players are too good right now to be sitting here with single-digit wins. So I think we'll start to see that for the rest of the 2025 year. The Pelicans will play better and we'll pick up more wins, and we'll see some of the best brand of basketball that we've seen sometime as the Pelicans maintain health. That's a big part of it. So here, that's all I got for y'all today. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and y'all, by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. Big Q representing the Flocking Nation. Stand up. Shout out to DC and Lex and the entire Flocking community, man. This is what I got. I'm going to holler at you on the next one. Much love. Peace. Go Pelicans.
Subscribe now and stay up to date for all things New Orleans Pelicans.